Hi, you can call me Jebb. And what I've got here, this video is the last of the how-to series. You know, I had how to remove the cabinet, how to stain and refinish the cabinet, and here, this is all done. That lid there is stained and varnished, and it's good to go. It's been sanded like 4 times or whatever, but this one hasn't been. So this is what I'm dealing with right now. This is the adjuster's manual for the Singer Electric Sewing Machine 301. And we're going to be looking at this in the next video. And that's going to show us all the, all the places on the sewing machine that, like we want to oil and maintain and stuff like that. So we're not going to look at this time, but that'll be in our next video. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I think you guys will be too. So I'll move that out of the way. And then, like I said, this is good to go. So I can remove that until it's ready to be put on. So I'll just put it out of the way down here. And then what that leaves me with is the shop towels. But I've got these 2 struts, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these shop towels over the struts like that. And then I can put the working piece here, and when I varnish it and sand it and get it all messy, anything that drips down is going to go down onto the blue shop towels. It's not going to go onto the cabinet itself or mess anything else. So that's what I'm using, is the 400 sanding block, my go-to sander. And then I have these plastic and soft brass bristle brushes to get into all these deep cracks and crevices and clean any crap out. And then of course the process is to sand, clean, and then varnish, and then let it sit for 4 to 6 hours. And then same thing over again, sand, clean, varnish, let it sit 4 to 6 hours, and then a 3rd time. So it'll be done 3 times, just like was done on the larger one down there previously. And so that's where we're at. It's really exciting because this is kind of like a 4-part video series about working with cabinets. And I found it really interesting because of my recent little surgery there a couple of months ago. I was limited in my mobility. So this has really worked out nicely. So anyway, I'm going to get started on sanding this and taking the brush to it to get any of the accumulated old dirt out of the cracks. And then I'll wash it off and dry it. And then I'll put the first coat of varnish on, and then let it sit and set for 6 hours or what have you. And then go at it 2 more times. That is the process. That is what this video is about, my friends. And so yeah, I'm really glad that I'm making movies again. Nice to be able to move more than 10 pounds if I have to. So where I'm starting first is with the plastic brush, and all I'm doing is I'm just pushing the brush along, and it's hitting all those creases and cracks and crevices, and anything that's loose or kind of half loose should come out with that. Any of those small pieces of loose wood and it's all chip there as well. So that was the plastic brush, and this is the brass brush. And the brass is a nice soft metal brush, and it does a good job because it gets into the creases and crevices, but it also does the top part, which I'm going to be sanding in a minute anyway. And so I've been at it with the plastic brush. Now we've got the soft brass brush, and then in a minute we're going to get the sandpaper, the 400 grit sandpaper. And we're going to use it. So I'll stop that there. And I have a damp, wet shop cloth. And I'm washing all the debris off. There, so I'll just let that sit for a few minutes, kind of let it dry off, evaporate off a little, and then I'm going to put the first application of the varnish on, and I'll be generous with the application of that. And once it's on, we'll let it sit for about, I think they say 4 hours, but probably let it go for about 6 hours at least, and then it'll be another sanding, and then another application, and then another 6-hour wait, and then a third sanding and a third application, and it'll be looking pretty good by then, because it'll be getting sealed up nice, you know. Indeed. So we're ready to get started here, and I've got the VARATHANE, and just reminding ourselves that with the VARATHANE we don't shake it, we stir it, and that's so that we don't create bubbles by shaking it. So I'm going to get the lid off, start loosening it around the top, like that. There, we got that off, and then there's my stir stick. So, there, that got a stir. So I don't need the stir sticks now, and I don't need the screwdriver. So I'll move them out of the way. And I'm going to move the lid from the can of VARATHANE. I'm going to move it out of the way for now. And that is going to set just like that there. And I'm going to very generously get some varnish on the brush. There, that's the first pass. And there's a spot there where I can really feel it filling in the crevices and the cracks now, especially. Cool. It goes on nice and smooth. It's actually kind of enjoyable, peaceful work. There, I wanted to make sure that I get plenty on there so that it goes in all the little cracks and hairline cracks, crevices. And I mean, I got loads of this stuff, so sure doesn't hurt to be generous. It'll dry for 6 hours. Then we'll give it another sanding and cleaning and another generous application of the VARATHANE. And then we'll do our third. The third one will be our last one. And it'll be ready to go on then. So this has been a really fun project. You know, it's been 4 videos, and it's about the sewing machine cabinet, the sewing machine case, which is kind of different anyway, but you know, when I realized that I wasn't going to be able to be swinging sewing machines around, you know, pretending I'm jumping on and off a horse with a sewing machine. But anyway, it's all working out well. I'm on the mend. I have to, well, I'm going to throw that out right now. There, and I'll get the lid on. There, I think. And I'm going to turn the stuff off and let that sit for 6 hours. And then I'll come back and have some more filming for us to do in 6 hours. Move this over here for a minute. There, I think I got that on. Good. So, already had the first coat on here. So I'm going to give this a quick brush with the soft brass brush. And then once I've gone over this with the soft brass brush, I'm going to use a sandpaper block on it. Okay, now I'll take the block to it. There. I'm going to wet this cloth. There, now I'll just give that a bit of a dry. Fair enough. And I do have the VARATHANE. Stir, don't shake. So I have that, and I need my other little brush. Cool. And we'll give it a good stir. Put that there, I'll take that. I don't need the cap right now, so we can move that out of the way as well. And then I'll put the pan over here in the corner like I usually do. I didn't like that. There, that's better. Here we go. We'll start right down here. Yes, sir, just keep ladling it on. Cool. There. It's on. And I'm going to let that dry for another 6 or 8 hours. And then sand it again. And then varnish it again. Then let it dry and then wipe it off and it'll be done. I'll be able to put the lids back on and get the thing back together. This is my setup for right now. Here's the work piece, and it's already had 2 coats of varnish on it. And I'm going to put the 3rd coat on right now. I've got the sanding block to sand it first. And once I sand it, I've got some little bit of water and a shop towel. Once it gets sanded, I'm going to wash it off and have it, dry. And then it'll be a matter of opening up the VARATHANE, and we stir the VARATHANE, but we don't shake it. So it's stirred, not shaken. If you shake it, apparently it'll generate bubbles in the liquid, and it'll affect how it lays on the workpiece. So that's the thought there. But so that's my tool set. The brush, that's to get the can open. That's my stir stick, and then the sanding block, and the cleaner, and the VARATHANE. So that's what I'm into. But for now, the only tool that we need for this job is the sanding block, and I'll get started sanding it right now. And you can see the color changing on the finish. And I'm going with the grain. There's some rough spots on this workpiece. Oopsie daisy. So some of the rough spots are these areas right here where the veneer has broken away. Same as here, big veneer loss. And there's a few more spots. There's another spot there. But you know, it is what it is. And I mean, it's not fine woodworking. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rinse it off with a little bit of water and the shop towel, and get the sawdust and any other debris. Whoopsie daisy. I'm going to need that. Dropping them all. I think we'll get it back to the way it was before. Ouch. There, that'll work. That'll work. So let me give it another bit of a wipe down. There, so now this is ready for a whole bunch of VARATHANE. And that's kind of my, you know, my idea or my modus operandi, because I mean, it's not fine woodworking. I'm not replacing the veneer and, you know, fixing that up. I'm just leaving it as is, and just, you know, being very generous with the VARATHANE. Essentially, that's what's going on. But the VARATHANE does have a really nice effect. That's what I figured out with the first piece that I did. So yeah, it's gonna look real nice, and I'm gonna get the Varathane. And we'll get the brush. Cool. There's the lid. And then it's stirred, not shaken. And that is stirred. Here, we'll move these things out of the way. I'm going to put that one there, but I don't want to put the lid over there. I want to put the lid over here, like that. That's what I wanted to do with that. So yeah, stirred, not shaken. I can just put that over there like that. And then I can put that like there. That should be nice and stable. I want to move that back a bit. Like right there. You know what, I think I'll have to be happy with this for now. So, get the brush nicely soaked. Really well soaked. Sweet. Get some in there. There we are. That was a little unstable for a minute there. Oh, lots and lots. But I do like the way it is turning out with the varnish. How it brightens the color or whatever. So that's the last application. That's the third application. So I'm going to let it dry for whatever, 4 or 6 hours, whatever. I'm just going to get the lid put back on the can. And what I'm saying is that I'm not going to do a fourth. You know, the third is more than sufficient. So I'm really happy about that, that at least we got this far. And so it's going to be let that dry, then get the larger leaf, its buddy, and get them both back on the cabinet and get the sewing machine in. And then in the next video, we're going to be looking at the adjuster's manual for the 301 and going over some of the parts and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's really cool. I really enjoyed this series. I mean, it is sewing cabinets and sewing cases, but you know, there's been a lot of wood here these last four videos, but I really enjoyed doing this. It's really a lot of fun, and hope you folks have enjoyed it, found some value here, and of course, don't be shy. Subscribers are always welcome, just like viewers and likers. Anyway, stay safe, have fun, my friends. We'll talk soon. Okay, so what I've got here is a little bit of drippage or overflow from the other side. And all I'm going to do is take the 400 grit sandpaper and just give that a light little thing like that. Some up there too. I mean, if I had been looking to do more work on this cabinet, there was, even up here, this top up here could have been done, you know. But, I mean, it's good to go. It is what it is. What's going on there? So, we've got that bit up here that I'm moving on. And then I have another device that I'd already used before. There, and it's digging in and getting some of it off. It's not getting all the way through, but it is digging into what's sticking up. So now let me try that other one. I know, well actually I've got another two to try. I've got the non-noisy one and then the noisy one. This one in my right hand, the blue handled one, that's the noisy one. Well, it's not that noisy and it is taking the glue off. still does make noise. And what we also have is my favorite one right there. There on that, and then I'm just going to go right to this one. Over there. That's the best one still. That's the best all-round one. So there, that takes care of those pieces, all this extra leakage from the Varathane. Cool. So that I can get along with. So the next thing is to put the beast back in. I just want to flip this over before we do that though. So there's our look. Yeah, there's our look. Sweet. I love it. I love it. How you guys doing? So what I got here is a long time ago when I took this out of here, I put those screws back in there. So that's where those screws are now, and I need them, and they're right where I need them to be. And that's the best place to store them, is in the place where they normally belong anyway. I forget how to put this baby back on, but I'll make sure I get my fingers out of the way to do that. To get that to line up. Oh well, I'll get this one in over here first if I can. that one's kind of on there. And what do I want here? There, that's settled better. And I need that screw. Right there like that. Oh yeah. You feel it and hear it biting right in. How does that look? Let me check that out. Yeah, very cool indeed. So that'll get us ready for the next video, and then we'll also be going through the adjuster's manual for Singer Electric Sewing Machine 301. It says machine 301-1 down there. But so that should have a whole bunch of good info for us regarding you know, maintaining our machines and looking after them and oiling them in the right places and all that. So I really enjoyed this 4-video series while I was, you know, kind of on light duties for a couple of months. And so it was fun to have something to get me through and kind of keep me going in a normal bit of a lifestyle, you know. And so that was the real benefit of the sewing cabinet, the sewing case, is that I was able to kind of take it apart and not really have to overexert myself physically. So anyway, yeah, come on back and have fun, stay safe. We'll check out the adjuster's manual and play with the sewing machine while we're at it next time, and then we'll see where we're going after that. I imagine after that we'll stick with the adjuster's manual and the sewing machine, and we'll get doing some other stuff like, you know, whether it's the upper tension or the hand wheel or the motor or what have you. There's plenty of stuff for us to play with. Hope this helps. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Oh, by the way, please subscribe. Thanks.